Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanya. I'm a part-time reseller. The name of my shop is Volver Vintage. I hope you follow me already on Instagram. I sell vintage and modern clothing on multiple platforms such as eBay, Poshmark. I'm trying to restart my Etsy store, Mercari. I have an antique booth inside the Pomona Antique Mart. And with my antique booth being closed, I've been flipping items on sites such as OfferUp and on Facebook Marketplace. So today's video is a follow-up to my previous video, which I hope you watched. If not, I will link it down below. And I called it Trash or Treasure because I purchased a junk pile from an online auction and my winning bid was $15, and it was for a 7-box lot of random items. Bric-a-brac is what it's called, and it's 7 large boxes. They're huge boxes and they're just jam-packed with different items. And in the previous video I sorted them and I even showed you how much money I had already made. I'm still making money on that purchase, and yeah, I got a lot of positive feedback from it, and I wanted to share with you some footage that I found from a previous auction that I went to in January, and just talk more in depth about going to these auctions, what you need. Do you need to be a business owner? Do you need a business license, or are they open to the public? So follow along if you want to learn more about going to live auctions. So this particular company that hosts these live auctions here in Southern California, I'm based in Southern California, they only happen once per quarter. So if you divide the year up into seasons, that's pretty much how a quarterly business year cycle works. So the first live auction of the year was in January. So I was trying to film a video back then, but I kind of chickened out. But honestly, I went to the live auction, and this is what happens. Sometimes you're in the mood to buy and you get outbid. And this time I went to the auctions and I really wasn't interested in any items. So I didn't end up even buying anything or participating in any auctions. So I kind of just like left empty-handed and I gave up on the video, but I never deleted the footage. So now I'm gonna edit the footage for you and I'm gonna give you a tour of the warehouse space, and you're gonna see how huge it is, how many different items are available, even get a small little taste of an auction, and you'll see what an adrenaline rush it is and how addicting it is and how fun it is, because it's truly one of my favorite things to do is to go to live auctions. Okay, so first things first, these auctions are open to the public. You do not need to be a business owner or have some sort of business license to be able to enter the warehouse space. They're open to the public. Like I said, they only happen once per quarter. So this one was scheduled in January and they always happen on a Saturday. The warehouse opens up at 7 a.m., but the auction starts at 9 a.m. So there's what it's called a preview session. It's a 2-hour preview session, and you can just walk the space and look at the items that you're interested in. You can touch some of the items, but more expensive items are placed behind glass display boxes, and they do have plenty of staff and plenty of security, and even LA sheriffs, the LA sheriff officers. They have sheriff officers on site, so you know people can't get crazy and start fights or try and steal stuff, because the LA sheriff is present protecting some items, because sometimes they do have very high value items. So 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. is preview, and it's also the time that you register. You do have to be registered in order to participate in the auction and to get your auction card. They give you a little piece of paper. Well, it's like a bumper sticker size paper, and it has your bidder's number. And that's the number that you hold up when you want to participate, when you want to place a bid. So the registration form is very easy. It's just your basic contact information, like your home address and your contact information. But if you are a business owner and have a business license or a reseller's permit, it helps you out, because you can submit that and you can be exempt from sales tax. So if you are a member of the public, again, it's open to the public, you can register, but you do have to pay sales tax. But if you're a business owner and you have your seller's permit and you present them a copy, you do have to take the original copy of your seller's permit. You can't write down the number and just give them a copy of it. It has to be the original certificate. You have to take it in. They will take the copy. They will also verify it, make sure it's still active, and give you your bidder's card. And everyone has to give a $100 cash deposit. A cash deposit. It can't be a credit card. It can't be a check. It has to be $100 cash, and you give it as your deposit and they hold on to it. If you win an auction, you can use that $100 deposit towards your balance. If your lot was, say, lower than $100, like I won a $15 lot last time, for example, then they give you the change back. They give you back your difference. Or if you owe more, then obviously you pay the difference. Yeah, so that's all you need to register for the auctions, is complete the registration form, which is just basic contact information. I think you also have to submit an identification, so a driver's license or a photo ID. They'll take a copy of it, a $100 cash deposit, and if you do have a reseller's permit, a copy of your reseller's permit, so you can be exempt on sales tax. So I did forget to mention that there is a 15% premium fee on your final total of your winning auctions. So for example, if you bid and you win on a $100 lot, at the end, once you get invoiced, you are liable for $100, which is your winning bid, plus 15% of $100, which is $15. That's the premium fee. That's how the auction house makes their money, plus sales tax. But if you submitted your reseller's permit, then obviously you're not liable for the sales tax. You're just liable for the winning bid plus the premium fee, which is mandatory for everybody. So once you're participating in an auction and the bidding goes up, you kind of have to be quick and do the math in your head and say, okay, if you're at $100 and you want to keep going higher, you have to keep in mind that you're going to be liable to also add on top of that the premium fee and sales tax. Be quick and do the math in your head. You have to go to the auctions with a budget, or at least have you have to have the cash in order to pay for the items that you're gonna win. You just can't say, oh, I'm gonna bid on this $1,000 item, and then at the end of the day you're not going to be able to pay. I don't know what happens in that case. I've always been able to pay for all of my auction lots, my winning bids, and I never get too crazy. Like, I've never spent more than like $500 at the auction. So something else that's really important to keep in mind is that all items must be paid in full by the end of the auction, which usually ends around 4 p.m. and they all must be removed by the end of the day, the end of the auction as well. So if you go, plan to pay that day and plan to remove your items that day. So I mean, if you buy, like, for example, a piano, you need to remove that piano. So if you go in a Corolla like I do, obviously that grand piano is not going to fit in your Corolla. So you have to be quick and you have to be able to get a truck out there ASAP. That's why it's important to be prepared when you go to these auctions. Have a big vehicle if you're planning to make a big purchase. For example, if you're planning to bid on a car and you win the car, but the car doesn't turn on, you need to be able to tow that car out. So you have to be prepared. You can't just like show up and drop money off on a whim, not be able to pay for it that day, and not be able to take it with you at the end of the day. And I think that's all. So I'm gonna show you the footage now. I'm gonna voice over it and give you a quick tour of the warehouse space. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this video. I hope you liked it. Please give me a thumbs up. Comment down below what was your favorite part about this tour. What would you bid on if you were to go to a live auction? Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you subscribe and join me in this little project that I'm doing and hopefully grow alongside me. And I can make some more videos and give me some suggestions down below. Thank you guys so much for watching and enjoy the footage. Starting off with the furniture, it's one of the largest rings. This is more of the modern furniture. As you can see, they have bedroom sets, things like from Ethan Allen and Z Gallery you will find here. They will also have, you know, dining sets, for example, in great condition. Another thing they'll have is like kitchenware, new in box. These are more of the vintage items like mid-century modern, for example, consoles, record players, nightstands, buffet tables, tall boys, some starting from the 40s or earlier, but most of it is mid-century. A lot of 60s items, for example. They had great Danish style pieces at this. Every single sale is different. It'll just be a variety of items, but really great and in great condition, really pretty items. Walking over here is the junk piles or bric-a-brac, and as you can see, it's just boxes of random stuff, and this you can actually dig through, which is great during preview. And you can see what kind of lots they are, like craft lots or kitchen supplies or arts and crafts or clothes. Sometimes the clothes are hung up like this if they're more expensive brands, but sometimes they're in the previous boxes and you can dig through them and see if you find any good labels, and you can take notes. Over here are the records. They'll have collectible records, and they also had a lot of clothes this time. A lot of like cowboy boots, real leather boots. Sometimes they have like new items like this and they'll lot it together. So cowboy shirts, they'll lot together purses, for example, shoes, all of these new with tag Levi's, all of those hats, for example. So they'll put little lots together and you can bid on the lot. And over here they had these vintage shoes, and today they had a Louis Vuitton purse and they had the original receipt, so it was like a $1,300 purse. Crazy. And I think the auction went up to like $1,000 at that point. Why not just buy a new one? So some people love Louis Vuitton. Over here they have collectibles and kitchenware and artwork. That was Diego Rivera. They had a lot of sports memorabilia this time. They had like a Mighty Ducks collection. They had a NASCAR collection. And they had a Lakers collection. This was actually 2 weeks before Kobe passed away. So it's kind of eerie looking back at it now. They had a lot of like fan memorabilia. They had like these giant Laker championship rings. They have cars. This time they had a 2018 Jeep Cherokee. This car was nice. I want to buy a car this year and I'm going to buy it at the auction, but it's a gamble. So we're at the end of the footage. You're going to see a live auction next. Thanks for watching and tune in for more.
44. I'm 37 and a half right there. Going to be 42 and a half, sir. 42 and a half. 2 and 5. 45. 2 and a half. 5. 42 and 5. Now 7 and a half. You didn't make it. I got 45 there. Going to be 7 and a half. 47 and a half. You're both out here. 7 and a half. Now 5 out of the able to get 5. 5 down to where? 5. 52 and a half. 52 and a half, sir. 5 down to be 2 and a half. 2 and a half. 52 and a half. 5 down 51. 51 on 51. 5 bid 1. I'm going to want to 5 down to 5100. Last call there. I'm going to get 51. 5 bid 1. I'm going to want to 51. I'm going to get 51 here. Internet, you're out. 5 down to 51. 5 back in the back. I'm going to get 5100. 951. I'm going to want 51. 551. Sold the car 5,000. There. It'll be 238. 5,000 on 238. Show me that number one more time, sir. 238. 5,000 on 238.